So, I heard you want to manifest your desired reality. Now, you may ask, what is the best technique for me to use to get to step A, to step desired reality? Now, some people may say visualization, some people may say affirming, some people may say scripting, but what if I told you it was a lot simpler than that? That it was you. You are the technique to manifest your desired reality. Now, you may ask, how is that, Aiden? How am I the technique? Well, let's break down what actual manifestation is real quick. So, step one, obviously, you need to figure out what it is that you desire. Now, whatever that may be, it really doesn't matter. It could be money, it could be pussy, it could be unlimited alcohol. Maybe you just need to get out of a maybe you need to get out of a ticket. It doesn't really matter. Figure that out as step one. Step two, that would be giving it to yourself internally. Now, that is where you use a technique now. Again, we're back on the question, what is the best technique to use? I think you're asking the wrong question. What is the best way to give yourself an inner experience? Now, there's multiple different ways you can do it, as we talked about earlier. There's visualizing, there's affirming, there's scripting, there's inner conversations, there's writing a little note and putting it under your pillow, like some of the crystal bitches really like to do. But if you look under why those work, why do they all work? Why does somebody have success with visualization and you don't? Why does Joey over here have success with affirming, but you don't? It comes down to you. Okay? Now, what does that truly mean? Well, it means that you are the technique, and why it works for other people is solely determined on themselves. Now, to manifest, you need to give yourself something until you basically don't desire it anymore. Now, that may sound counterintuitive. Well, you're manifesting to give yourself something, so why would I not want it anymore? Well, true manifestation is as soon as you experience it within, it's imagination. As it says in the Bible, God is everywhere, it's omnipresent. Time doesn't exist for him. The only other thing within us that is like that is our subconscious mind. So our subconscious is God. Now, when we know that, we know true manifestation is having faith in God, which is our subconscious, which faith in this circumstance is faith in our desired reality, or whatever reality it is. That is how you get from step A to step wherever you want to go. Now, to truly get that, you need to act, or not act, but think as if you already have it. And again, why some of these techniques work for you and not others, and vice versa, is because you have more conviction when you do that technique. Now, how does one build conviction? Off of like an actual routine, not just, hope manifesting, which is what a lot of you guys do. To build a routine of building conviction in one desired reality, whatever technique you want to use, it needs to be vivid. The more vivid it is, whether it's a voice, whether it's an affirmation, whether it's a visualization, the more vivid it truly is to you in your mind, the easier it is for you to fully immerse yourself in that. And immersion is belief to the subconscious mind, because if you guys didn't know, it does not know whether something is real or not. You need to be fully immersed in that, whatever that feeling may be for you. And before you, law of attraction or law of assumption people, get on my ass when I say feelings, I truly mean state of mind, okay? If you were sitting there and you were to go affirm, my name is blank. Let's say my name is Bailey. your name's Bailey, and you're affirming my name is Bailey. You're not gonna feel anything. You're kind of gonna get annoyed. Like my name's Aiden. My name's Aiden. My name's Aiden. You're not gonna feel nothing. Nothing will change internally. You want to know why that is? Because you already know that. Nothing would change upon knowing that internally because you already do. Now, when you are manifesting your desired reality, if that were to show up in front of you right now, you would feel some sort of way. And that's okay. That's how you're supposed to feel when you're getting something that you actually want. So, knowing that, whatever that feeling may be for you, that is what you need to cultivate within when you're doing whatever technique that you want to do. And doing that will lead you to no longer desiring it because you would feel as if you have it. And since you feel as if you have it, you're going to take it for granted. You're not going to want it. It's like, think about it. Let's like a pair of shoes. Say you really wanted a pair of Nikes or a pair of Jordans a couple of years ago, and you got them. And when you got them, you were happy, ecstatic, maybe you were calm. Whatever that emotion would be for you, you know, you won't really know. It's kind of dependent on the person. Me personally, when I get stuff, I get super happy. I get ecstatic. So you got that when you got your shoes, and now when you think of them, you don't think any type of way. It's like, oh, yeah, I remember getting those. Oh, yeah, I have those. Now, extrapolate that to your desired reality. If you are going to create a vivid scene to where it actually puts you in the state of mind that you already have it, how would that make you feel upon obtaining it? Now, again, this is different for everybody, and there's no right or wrong answer. You might feel happy, you might feel ecstatic, you might feel calm, you might feel peaceful, you might feel bliss, euphoric. It doesn't matter because everyone's a little different. But the whole key point is getting yourself into the state of mind to where you no longer truly desire it. Now, don't lie to yourself. I did this for the longest time. Okay. I would say, "Oh, I don't want it. I don't want it at all." But you can tell by your subtle thinking or maybe your actions that you still want something. When you truly don't desire anything, when you don't desire something that you're manifesting, I mean it's just it's just another thing. It'll naturally pop up in your head. You might see signs before land. You might naturally just think of your desire as done. But whatever it is that you're desiring, you need to give it within. Now, you might be doing this step completely correct, okay? But you still don't have your manifestation. Why is that? Now, let me walk you down a story of a past version of myself, okay? I just had success with the law of assumption, with money. I manifested, I didn't have any money for my rent. This was probably 4 years ago. And I went and did the work and I got a success. I mean, I probably made 80K that month. And then, I started going out and living and enjoying my desired reality, but I stopped doing all the inner work. I was just enjoying my life, and there's nothing wrong with that. There's ups and downs, it's natural. But I stopped doing the inner work. I started, questioning and logically thinking about my money. And next thing you know, I was head over heels. I didn't have enough money for everything that I needed. It's probably 3 to 4 weeks later. And then I was back at step one. And since I was at step one, it's like, oh, I've been here. I was here like a month ago. I know what I'm doing. And I would do exactly what it was that I needed to do. But I would go out and I'd be searching far and wide. Like, where the fuck is it? Where's my money? Is what I'm doing working? Am I doing it right? Do I know enough? I need to go watch a YouTube video. Maybe I should script tonight too. I think I need to do more to impress my subconscious mind. Now, what does that mean when you're going and doing that? You are denying your imaginal act. It is something that most of the time you don't even realize you're doing, but you'll go and deny your imaginal act. And no matter if you did the imaginal act correct, if you go and deny it when you're not meditating, it is going to not work. Because guess what? You'll just be aware. You will use your awareness, your inner state, to signal to the universe that, hey, I don't have it. Hey, nothing works for me. And like when you're doing that, most of the time, again, you don't know. But once you catch yourself in a loop of, let's say, a success here, failure here, and you go in circles, you need to do something a little different. Now, this is how personally I get around that. And again, I've had my fair share of issues with denying my imaginal act, and you will too. Nobody's perfect. But truthfully, you need to maintain a constant state of awareness. Okay? You can be aware that negative thoughts and feelings pop up. It's when you continue to go along with them. For example, let's say you're manifesting $1,000 in the bank. And you're sitting there and you're watching TV and you see something on the TV and it pops up and you're like, man, yeah, making money's hard. And you're like, yeah, I mean, making money is hard. Like, you agree with it? It's got you. It's got you. You do that enough, you're back at step one. Now you do it once. It's not a big deal. But you continue to do that, and it's like you're playing hot potato with your desired reality and some bullshit you don't even want to experience. You need to maintain a constant state of awareness. Now, this might be difficult with all the distractions in life, but maybe it's time to stop scrolling. Stop scrolling. Maybe when you're watching your TV show, still be aware of yourself instead of, maybe watching six in a row. Maybe take a little bit more time to meditate. And then you'll realize what's going on within. You'll realize that, hey, maybe I'm doubting this or doubting that, and then maybe you'll realize you still need to go and meditate, that you haven't fully given it to yourself within and you still want it. Or you'll realize that you're identifying with the version of you that doesn't have it and that you need to stop that. I mean, there's really only two steps to manifestation. It's giving it to yourself until you no longer want it on the outside. And then from that point to getting and being in your desired reality, it's not denying it. Okay. It's continuing to experience that within and then not denying it on the outside. And that is how you actually fully get to your manifestation. Now that you know that you are the actual technique when you're manifesting and it's your inner state, now you can coast along to your desired reality. Now, I do have a story. A couple years ago, okay, I had a business. Now, I won't disclose what I did, but I was running very, very low on fumes, okay? No money. And when I mean no money, I went from, off and on making like 60 to 100K a month. Man, I have like $200 in the bank account. 200. Now, from me going to having, making almost six figures a month to 6 figures, like 6 figures a month to nothing, you would think that it's a long period of time. Now it is. Probably, ooh, probably like 5 months, you know. But within those 5 months, I had recently, stopped partying a little bit, doing some cocaine. And after I got off that, I don't know what it was, but a lot of things about my inner world changed, as you would when you're not on drugs. I felt like I lost a lot of my confidence, as you could say. And within those months, I definitely was checking the 3D a lot more when I was manifesting. I was reacting to stuff. When I had to send people money, I'd get upset. And slowly but surely, I got to the point to where my girlfriend was asking me at the time for a pliable, you know, frozen fruit bowl. And I'm sitting there, rent is due in 2 weeks. I have $200 to my name. And I'm like, do I say no and freak out? And I was really close. I was about to be like, I was about to start freaking out, and I never do that. About to be like, I don't have any money. I can't do this. I can't do that. I decided in that moment I was going to lock in. And lock in you must do. And that night I went and constructed a scene. It was a visualization. That was my drug of choice at the time. And I made sure I was fully relaxed. And I visualized until I no longer wanted to. And when I wasn't visualizing, I had a statement that I would say to myself regarding my scene to keep that feeling of completion with me throughout the day. I did this every day for about maybe a week. And then I got sent a client out of nowhere from a guy who also needed the client, but he sent it to me instead because it's something I did 6 months ago for him. It was nothing. And I made 160K, I believe, in the span of, I think it was from June to about August, like maybe the third week of August, making buco bucks. It was awesome. I went from having $200 to, I was literally making like $5,000 a day. Easy too. Was doing legitimately nothing. And then once I got there, I didn't maintain my inner state, which is what manifests, okay? And this is when I fully understood manifesting. Like this whole story made me fully understand it. Is I got there and I did not, you know, check my inner state. I wasn't doing those techniques anymore. And I didn't care about my inner state because I already had my desire. But when you're not fully aware of your inner state, you start to realize that stuff's going on in there. And most of the time you resort back to your thinking before the techniques. And next thing you know, 2 months later, 3 months later, I had no fucking money. Again. And I was like, holy shit. And that is when it fully clicked for me that the techniques didn't do anything. I mean, they did. They were tools to focus your awareness. And even when you have something outside of you, right? You're just having security in something that truly doesn't even exist. And that the only reason we get stuff is because of our inner experience. And once you start to have security in the outside and you disband your inside, well, your inside's going to put you exactly where you were before because that is where your unaware awareness put you before you started doing all the techniques. So that is why you are truly the technique when you're manifesting, and you don't need anything other than yourself. I'm out of here, guys. Have an amazing day.